What did we just watch?
Why did you say it that way?
I don't know. Just wanted to make it sound a wee bit different.
Musical.
Yeah. What did we just watch?
We just watched The Invisible Man.
From this 2019. The recent Invisible Man incarnation from Blumhouse Scary Movie Productions.
With Mad Men lady.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, I like her.
I think she was the best thing in the movie.
Yes.
She seemed like a real person.
And she looked haggard,
She
which I
looked a mess.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Because considering the circumstances, you would look like hell.
You would look like hell. And she looks appropriately like an abused partner.
Whose reality crashes around her all the time.
Nothing far as she's just unsure about the line between fiction and fact and fiction, and she's always questioning herself. She just looks those bags under her eyes, stressed out all the time, and jittery and nervous. She did really good.
Yeah, I felt it.
What I liked about her is that she doesn't look like the cookie cutter Hollywood movie star. Like she's doesn't look like, say a name.
Charlize Theron.
Amy Adams.
Angelina Jolie.
Cameron Diaz. She doesn't look like these people. She looks like an average person, and I appreciate that. There's that thing where what Hollywood tells you is good looking becomes generic because there's a lot of them on TV, and she doesn't look generic. She looks like you'd see her walking down the street, and we can relate to her as a person. So it was good. The opening, I thought was. Firstly, I liked this film. I liked it. I'm not going to go any higher than that, but I liked it, and I liked it mostly because of her. There was some really good stuff in it, but also some.
It spent too long in bits.
Yeah.
And then it takes you out of the flow of the movie.
And there was some schlock in there that just. It was very different from the tone they were going after.
Hey, we gotta talk about the suit.
Yeah, we'll get to the suit. There's a few things to get to first. We'll get to the Venom suit, but right now, it opens up in a very quiet mode, and she's in the bed, and she's trying to take his arm away from her and sneak out as quietly as possible, and it's very subtle, very quiet. It's
tense already.
Yeah, it's tense, and you get immediately where we're at in this whole relationship. It was really well done, and then from then on in, we are in a process of gaslighting.
Did it remind you of Ex Machina, like weird, eccentric, crazy billionaire with some robot? Like that was that one, right? That was like the vibe of his house and like crazy.
Yeah, the same aesthetic.
Yeah, it's like unsettling already.
Yeah, and the guy being locked in the house in Ex Machina with the robot, almost imprisoned by someone, by something out of your control, and the twisty ending with the you're right. Yeah, I wonder if I don't know if they have any relation to this movie. I don't think so. I think this was a unique movie written as a sort of remake reboot by this one person who did it. I'm not sure who it is, but they're talented, and I would watch more of their stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it begins with her escaping this relationship. Okay, here's where I thought this movie was going to be really good, and I'll tell you when it veered off from that. When she starts looking around her friend's place, and we hear creaks and cracks of wood and blowing of wind, and you think that, are we seeing something? Did I see something? Because we were watching this, and I swear I saw a shadow in a background move, and it was a person passing a wall or something, and we watched it back twice and it wasn't there.
Did you gaslight yourself?
So I thought, if I just saw something, and
See, but that's how she's feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, did I see it? I don't know.
So I thought they were going to play it that way through the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very subtle stuff, and fooling us into fucking gaslighting your entire cinematic audience, like the same way she's being gaslighted would have been amazing. Very, very smart. But they never.
But maybe that would get too old. Like it's almost like it would make you crazy. Like,
oh well, it would. I see what you're saying. It would in today's movies, it would feel like, come on, get to the point already.
Yeah, I think you need it more, like going somewhere, because you can't just be like, is it? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yes, but in this one, they give it away way too soon.
Yeah.
Because right away, I don't know.
Because you'd have to truncate the whole story in order to do that. You'd have to cut, which might have been good, because it felt a little too long sometimes. They lingered on stuff that didn't really.
The movie was 2 hours long. It didn't have to be 2 hours long.
No.
And so maybe 25 minutes in, she steps outside the house of her friend and then looks around the neighborhood, and the foggy air comes from behind her head. So immediately we know more than she knows.
Mm-hmm.
We know that this is real, and that she senses it's real, and she knows, but we're just one step ahead of her. At that point, intention is gone.
Which point did she really get it? I can't remember.
In the house, the bed sheet starts moving. The feet. Yeah, it was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
The sheets start moving, but I think that she really started to get it when the kid was struck, and then she played in the coffee, and that led to her going into the basement, finding the phone, and all these "you found my secret lair" moment.
And then that's when the movie changes.
Yeah, it changes then. It's no longer a psychological horror, a psychological, is she mad, is she not mad, is this gaslighting? You could have played with so many angles there. This is then moved into a pure cat and mouse horror movie.
Yeah, now it's her dealing with that information.
Yeah.
And what does she do with it?
How does she deal with convincing everyone around her?
Mm-hmm.
And this movie had some really cool moments in it. I think there was 3 great scenes in it. 3, I counted 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the first was a jump scare. Reminded me of a little bit of Jaws. Ben Gardner's boat. The head comes out. And this was the scene where she's in the attic and then she throws the paint down.
Oh yeah.
And he just goes, there's a big
scream. You can see the head.
Yeah, and then you're like, holy fuck, it's a scary.
I jumped.
Yeah, scary moment. Another scene was the restaurant scene, their sister, and then they're talking.
Oh yeah, that got me real good.
You think it's going to drag out and drag out. It's going to be a long conversation, and suddenly a knife appears and slash.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's another scene that I don't remember. Oh yes, the hospital scene with the brother, and then suddenly he changes tone, and then he says, "Well, there's another way."
Oh yeah.
And he reveals
that he's in on it, and there's a way out.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh man,
that was neat. I like that.
Another layer.
But then there's just followed by. Well, I'll get on to that later. I want to get back to the gaslighting stuff. If you were alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And would you know if you were being watched by an invisible person?
Probably, because I'm paranoid like that.
Would you, creaks and cracks, and you could convince yourself of someone watching you?
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah. It would be, I think I would sense it. I would sense eyes on me.
Mm-hmm. Prickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was her relationship with the black cop? Because I don't even know his name, What's his character's name in this movie?
I forget.
I don't know. I don't know what his name was. He was just friends with her, and he was always there. And I was convinced. I gaslighted myself, or convinced myself later in the movie that he was he was in on it as well, because they mentioned his strength.
Yeah.
And they were friends. He was friends with her husband, and then suddenly I was like, okay, well maybe he's in on this plot. And then his daughter was struck, and I was like, okay, he's probably not in on it then. But his relationship with her, CC.
Incoming email.
Oh, excellent. That's an email.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Jarvis. Thanks for mentioning. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. The suit, the Invisible Man suit, was like Iron Man.
But like, so did it give him super strength?
It seemed like it. She was.
Yeah, that first fight.
Yep, he picked her up.
Really strong.
Picked her up, and I don't know, man. Any dude, maybe because we couldn't see her, maybe he was doing it with two hands, and he could raise her up with her throat, and throw her. But
could like a man really do that? Lift a girl up by her throat with one hand?
I wouldn't say one hand. I mean, you could get her off the ground maybe, but not like in the movie, the way it was shown in the movie.
Like so smoothly.
Yeah.
Like.
And he threw her across the room, and it became very Iron Man. And when his voice was coming out of the suit, it didn't feel like the voice was coming out of the suit. It was like Darth Vader.
It was too cartoony.
Oh, aye. It was.
It didn't fit.
No, it was a good, creepy looking thing. Spider-Man.
But too Spider-Man-y.
Too Spider-Man. Too Venom-y.
I don't know how they fix it. Like it was creepy. All the like camera lenses and triggering tryptophobia or whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm. That's icky. the moments, the logical moment, the jumps in logic that took me out of the movie. The throwing of her, the suddenly, yes, here we're in a serial killer movie, we're in Scream and I'm going to kill you, rather than the quiet dread that the movie was building up. It's like quiet dread, and then suddenly paint, great moment over the face, and then we're back into quiet dread, and then a tap goes on and he washes the fucking paint off his face in 10 seconds. We don't even see it. Suddenly it's a tap and then there's paint. And I was like, okay, oh, slow down a wee bit here, slow down. And then suddenly she's outside, and there's an Uber driver coming over to pick her up, and he's the most kindest, understanding Uber driver ever. He drives her over without asking her any questions. She's clearly in distress, and he just drives her anywhere she wants, and then we never see him again.
He had some stories later that night for his friends.
These random
you
jumps
wouldn't believe
in
what
logic.
I picked up.
Then she's in the house of the guy's house, and then she's in the closet, and then she picks up a second suit.
Or how many suits does he have?
Fuck, he could have 20 suits.
We don't know.
You know, with talking Jarvises, right? This movie would be like realism. Bam, schlock. Schlock. People getting shot. Realism. No. We want to bring it back. Police were trying to be real again. Try to be real. Bang. Schlock.
And then it sucks you back in.
Oh yeah, I mentioned the restaurant scene. And I didn't like that restaurant. That waiter, Taylor. I remember his name is Taylor.
He's just doing his job, man.
That dude was doing his job.
Like customer service schlock, pulling it off. And she was being a bitch about it. You
know what that scene was? It was her being a bitch, so that when she dies, we're like, yeah, fuck her. Rather than it being a normal scene of two boring people talking about, a sister or a sister talking about having a conversation. You don't have to be a stereotypical bitch. She doesn't have to be a bitch to the waiter.
Why? Why would they do that?
Because when she dies, we get that cathartic moment of, yes, you motherfucker. Not, oh, poor girl, she was just being nice, now she's dead. Boring.
Was it her? You remember how they were talking about how she was always the strong one, and even like, are they trying to make it another point where, yeah, she is scary because she can beat up the black guy, and then and Adrian was afraid of her, so now we have to demonstrate that she's a scary woman by berating the guy trying to serve them. Like,
yeah,
I don't
know.
understand.
Yeah, and for some reason there's a lot of stuff that cameras get in this movie and cameras miss. Like the scene in the restaurant, the knife suddenly appears, cuts her throat, and
it was her hand. Did he move her hand up to grab it?
He sort of cut her throat and then put the knife in her hand or something, and she caught it and took it, and then everyone looked around. But I'd say, Mr. Restaurant Owner, can we please check the old CCTV surveillance footage on this incident? And the police would have already done that. But
I mean, it's escalated. He's escalating at that point. Like, obviously,
is that the brother in the suit at that moment? Is that the brother who takes it a little bit too far?
No, I don't. I think it was Adrian the whole way until it was the brother.
Let's talk about the economics of an invisible man. How do you be an invisible man? You've got this resource of this suit. But you also have to take a shit, burp, piss, fart. You know.
You can't do it in the invisible suit.
You can't.
You have to unzip
unless it has an Iron Man invisible disposable turd removal device incinerator, because he is watching her all the time, and that's the point of the movie, that he is always watching. But at some point the dude's got to fucking shit or fart. It's like, you know, when you fart when you're alone, different from when you fart when you're in company. Like when company leaves the room and you fucking let rip, it's Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Right? But when company's in the room, you're kind of like...
You have to control it.
Yeah, you do one of these, you do a old cough.
Yeah.
And you let one loose on the sly. In real life, if I'm stalking you, which I would, by the way, if I was an invisible man, I'd totally stalk you.
You would mess with my reality?
I wouldn't mess with your reality, but I'd... Actually, yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
I would if I had some kind of vengeance against you. If you had, I don't know.
What could I possibly do to you to warrant such abuse?
Now we're talking movie land. I don't know. If I had a magical suit, I'd probably fuck with you for a couple hours.
Okay, why do you think he was obsessed with her?
They said in the movie that she's the only one who said no to him.
But he was messed up before.
He's the only one who wanted to leave him, and the brother mentioned that everyone was always wanting his money, but she never wanted his money. She probably just wanted to be in love and be in a relationship.
Yeah.
So she never wanted everything that other women wanted. He fell in love with what she was, so became obsessed.
Interesting.
Didn't want to let her go. So yeah, so being an invisible man, there's human functions that the Iron Man suit can't protect you from, and you can't just sit and watch someone for 12 hours and not breathe or cough or sleep or doze off or, you know. So at some points my mind goes to these things and then it takes me out of the reality of the movie.
Yeah, you think too hard about it.
Yeah, I'm just like...
I mean, do you do that with superhero movies?
No, like no. It's because the tone of this movie, it's so awkward. It takes a real world setting. There's an invisible man. He's created some optical device and he's stalking you. You can't prove it, so he's just going to gaslight you and fuck with you and make you crazy for the whole movie. And it's so grounded most of the time, and then suddenly bang, 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 we're shooting police people in the hospital and beating up cops who are enormously strong. A black guy with huge muscles, and you're just beating him up, and you're like, oh yeah, because they said Adrian was really strong, and it turns out that it's not Adrian, it's his brother, she described as a squid or an octopus or something.
Jellyfish. But so maybe it is the suit that gives him super strength.
You think
it has to be. There's no way.
Yeah, I guess the suit is a superhuman suit. You put it on and makes you invisible and superhuman strength. No, because most of the suit, the technology in the suit would be taken up by making you invisible.
But how do you account for how strong they were?
What if, here's something weird. You're wearing that suit, right? And you punch someone in the face with your fist.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that break all the cameras in your fingers and your knuckles?
This suit is just not meant to be analyzed. Because
No.
it doesn't, we don't get told about it. So these questions come along because we're trying to figure it out, but we're really not supposed to be thinking that's hard.
Aye, we're probably overanalyzing it too much. I liked it a lot in places, and then I didn't like it again. It was like a back and a forth, just like kind of the movies, back and a forth with the psychological stuff. Oh, by the way, in future, if you're walking down the street, right, and it starts raining really hard, you know,
God, the rain.
you know you're in the climax of a movie, so be careful. Just watch out. Look for invisible men. They could be there.
That was a lot of rain. That was some wet rain.
That was wet rain. Thick rain.
I felt wet watching it.
Yeah, I was like, get that girl a towel. Rain like that, I've seen maybe once in my life.
That was a downpour. Amazing.
And for 60 seconds, it's gone.
Yeah.
And the sun comes out, usually. Even at night. Just like, fuck it, sun.
Just big fat raindrops.
So, I don't know. That's movie rain. That's hard rain. That's starring Christian Slater. We'll go on to that movie someday. That was a good movie.
Okay.
That wasn't a good movie. Anyway, this movie was so strange in that for 35 minutes out of the 2 hours, it was a really strong psychological thriller.
And then
scary. And then for the rest, it was schlocky, illogical, strange, nonsensical crap.
Spider-Man shows up.
Yeah, and Spider-Man's there. And there's
Venom
two suits, and then it's twisty. So
what do you think of her her warrior spirit?
You know, where at the end where she conquers all and wanders out with a big smile on her face and she's free.
And that long shot of her face went on too long.
Yeah, it's that was a wee bit too political overkill. You know, the woman is set free. Okay, I understand, but
it's too much on her face too long.
Yeah.
I get it,
movie. Please, I get it, understand.
What do you rate?
6.
Yeah.
I really liked how it was a real cool spin on it. I saw the poster with the actress and it says The Invisible Man. I'm like, no, she's no one. How can she be an invisible man? But she's a woman.
Did you think it was like the Dark Universe or something?
No, I didn't think of that. I just thought that, what's going on here? Like a strange voice in my head, like, well, she's not invisible. Well, she's just right to ginger swapping the rules. And then I was like, no, actually, it's kind of clever. They've gone a neat route. They've taken something that needs more attention, you know, abuse and relationships, and they've really added a cool spin, made an invisible abusive partner, and she can't prove it. It's like reality. It's interesting, but then they throw you know what, the writer was probably compromised. She probably wrote this really cool movie, and it's psychological. It's like Hitchcockian, and producers come on along and say, Blumhouse comes over and says, yeah, we'll make that movie, but we need a few more kills, we need a few more throat slits, all right? We need 5 or 6 more stabs.
We need to zhuzh it up a bit.
Take that pen, stab him a few more times. You know, we need blood. We need a shot in the leg with a cop. Come on.
And the blood splatter on the wall.
And the director's like, fuck, all right, shit. This is the only way I can get this done. No, fuck off, all right. So it was probably a really good idea at some point, and mixed up with other ideas that don't really mesh too well. So I would give it a 6. It was entertaining. It was creepy, but illogical. and sometimes it would drag me out of the movie. I don't care if it's an invisible man in a suit. I can suspend my disbelief, but it has to sell me over the course of a movie, not sell me and then be something else and then sell me again and be something else.
Be more consistent.
Yeah, straight in tone, straight up. And
like, what if they did it like in the 90s style, where you know how the 90s did the psychological thriller stuff, where it was really like you didn't have any of this ridiculous Spider-Man suit.
Yes, Disclosure. Michael Keaton. Sorry, is it Michael Keaton? No, it's Michael Douglas. Yeah, actually, there's the thing about Michael Keaton and Michael Douglas is Michael Keaton. I think his original name is Michael Keaton. No, sorry, his original name is Michael Douglas, but he wanted to be a movie star as Michael Douglas, but he says, sorry, Actors Guild, there's already someone else as Michael Keaton. You'll have to change. Sorry, there's always someone else as Michael Douglas. You don't change your name. And he's like, okay, Michael Keaton.
His name's Michael Douglas?
Yeah, I think that's a true story.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably taking fragments of stuff I remember 10 years ago. Remembering them now, there's probably a few errors, but where were we at before that nonsense? Disclosure. Yes, that was a really cool 90s psychological fuckery. You know, a woman twisting things and playing with a guy's mind. It was really neat. And
was it gaslighting?
No, it was just a woman Demi Moore taking her position in a business, and her sexuality and turning it against him, Michael Douglas, not Michael Keaton, and in the fallout of all that, it was a really cool, underrated movie. We should talk about sometime.
Okay.
So yeah, you think this was like those 90s movies?
No, I was thinking maybe they should have, because this topic is interesting. The psychological effects of gaslighting is interesting, but they kind of cheesed it up with the Venom Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cool concept, but they didn't do it quite right.
There's a few things missing. If anyone wants to watch a good movie about gaslighting, there's a British movie in the day. It's called Gaslight. Watch it. It's brilliant, and
I haven't seen it.
It's black and white, so the modern audience
It takes its time.
It takes its time. Although old movies take their time, but they're still 85 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So you leave there in no time, but you've had a really good story told to you in a really neat, slow, accomplished way.
They distilled it properly. This is one of those movies, but with 40 minutes of action crap that I don't need. But some of it's really good.
Yeah, some of it is
confusing.
Great. I'm confused by this.
Gaslighting.
This movie has gaslighted me.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
What would you give this? Would you give this a 6?
I gave it a 6.5 because it also legitimately scared me, because I don't like the idea of being watched and all that stuff.
Yeah, I knew you very well, and you were genuinely creeped out by the first 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And I said to you, do you want to turn it off?
Yeah.
And that alone is a good sign of a movie that's got you, because
like the concept of it is, it displeases me. I don't like it.
You know, it's not like being watched and spied on. You're a private person,
right.
And I'm too. And this movie, really, I don't know. I loved parts of it, and I was frustrated with other parts of it. And I guess I think the director's talented, good writer. There's some really cool scenes, really well written scenes. So she's good, the director, but I think she was probably compromised by the studio. That's probably that's how it works, man. You need compromise if you want your fucking vision on a Blumhouse bloody movie.
Yeah, in the beginning, I guess. Yeah.
Good actors, except for, I don't know why the black guy was shoved in my face too much. I don't even know his name. I'd call him his name if I knew his name, but I don't know his name.
All I remember is Adrian. I don't remember anybody's name.
I don't remember her name was Cece or something.
Cecilia.
Right, and that's it. That's all I've got. And Adrian.
Yeah.
Everyone else I don't know, and that's probably a fault of the filmmakers as well.
Yeah, the relationships aren't like, super fleshed out, I guess.
Would you give it? You'd give it 6.5, and I would give
You're
this.
doing a 6?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll give this a 6. It was a really cool spin on the Invisible Man. I thought it was all of the Invisible Man movies that have been made. Claude Rains, and the Invisible Man from the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 1939. I'm going to say I'll say 39. James Whale, director. That movie was a hell of a movie, and no Invisible Man movies come close to that one. This one came close. But no cigar. No one's come close to topping that movie. Sorry, but this one came close. But Claude Rains still reigns supreme in the Invisible Man territory. What do you think of a sequel of this? Because there's talk of a sequel.
But this isn't like an Invisible Man. Like, okay, what does the original Invisible Man do?
Invisible Man is the scientist who wanders the European wilderness, appears in bars, and he's on the run. Because he's the Invisible Man, he's got wrappings over his face, and he's basically on the run because he's invisible and he's gone mad by taking the serum, and he just loses his mind and then fucking just rips the shit off, and he's like, you're all dying to know, aren't you? Okay, I'll show you. And he rips off his bandages and his invisible face, and it's brilliant effects for the time. And then it's similar to this, he starts murdering people and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the tone of that is all the same. It's not ever changing. It's ridiculous at times, but it's not set in reality. It's set in giant snowy mountains in Europe and old hotels and an ancient bar, and it's mad scientist, and when he kills people it's totally in flow with what we're seeing. This movie is not that. It's real, and then it's paranormal activity. It's real, and then it's paranormal activity. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't really gel.
Yeah.
So 6.5 out of 10, and you'd give it
6.5.
Oh wait, I'll give it 6, and you give it 7. So we should meet in the middle. 6.3.5.
Okay.
I don't really like rating movies, but it's a nice way to end it. You don't want to just spew out. I like to just, here's what I thought in a weird number. I don't know why.
8.
And that number will change tomorrow.
8 cats out of 10.
Yeah, this was 0 invisible men out of 10 because I couldn't see them.
Therefore
I can't read them.
Right.
So what?
Invisible points all around.
So what did we just watch?
Invisible so and so.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say, this is usually the point where we say bye bye, but I just thought something. The sequel, I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to expand on this real quick. What do you think the sequel of this movie would be? Because it made a shit ton of money, it's really popular and well received. What would the sequel of this movie be? Go.
He's not dead.
He cut his throat, honey.
Oh, he's the Invisible Man.
Okay, I've got a better idea for you. She is now the Invisible Man. And she is helping victims of abuse deal with their... She's basically...
Oh my god, now she's going to be a superhero?
She's Batman.
Oh my god.
She is Batman in stopping all these women or men being abused by their partners. She's getting in there physically with the invisible suit.
That's exactly what they would do.
Yeah, just like...
Gross.
She's gone mad. She's like, Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker. She's like, just put the suit on. Oh yeah, you want to fucking beat that fucking
And then
woman
it just
up,
turns into action schlock.
Yeah, I mean she's a renegade. What's that word? Where you're a person, you break the law.
You're what?
What's that word?
Criminal?
No, no. Vigilante.
Oh.
She's a vigilante.
Fighting crime.
Fighting domestic abuse. That's the sequel. I'm pitching it now.
Okay.
Okay, I would never watch it, but I'm pitching it. All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll try something else. That was fun. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.